Hello and welcome to more Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts! Today we're going to be attacking two different game worlds. Both of them we're going to be doing Act 5 for. And now it's not going to be Nutty Acres Act 5 because that one's a pretty big stage. It's got 6 jiggies inside. We'll get to that eventually, but we are going to do Logbox Act 5 and Banjoland Act 5. However, before we do that, let's go ahead and talk to Humblewumba here and maybe buy some stuff because we've got lots of notes to spend. I forget which things here I've already talked about and which stuff I haven't, so I'm gonna go ahead and cover everything real quick. Large fuel and large ammo, they're just the same as everything else but bigger. Here we've got Clockwork Kazooies. I think I've talked about this, but just in case I haven't, these are basically like a homing missile projectile. They fire automatically, you can't actually shoot them yourself, so it's alright, but it can waste ammo sometimes. Let's go ahead and buy all 3 of those though, why not? We've also got a grenade turret, just like an egg turret, but instead of shooting eggs, it shoots grenades. Here we've got a torpedo. This is another homing missile, but this one you can actually aim, so it's pretty awesome. Or you can choose when to fire, that is. And here we've got Replenisher. This one, it'll restore ammo and fuel. I really wouldn't use it for the fuel because it's so heavy that you're gonna end up spending more fuel just to move your car in general, so it kind of only pays for itself. So I would use it for fuel, or for ammo, but not really for fuel, because you're just gonna be slower, and it's not really gonna give you much benefit. But now that we've bought all that crud, let's go and do Banjoland Act 5, or you know what, we'll do Logbox 720 first, because this one's a little bit shorter, only 2 jiggies to get here, and I think 2 gingos as well. Let's go check it out. Yep, 2 gingos, let's go inside. And as we get in, one mission is directly above us, one is off to the left. Let's go do the one on the left first. One thing to note about Logbox Act 5 is both of the missions here are Log's choice. So let's just go ahead and get right to this one. The missions here aren't that difficult, but this one's a little bit awkward. We've got this vehicle here called the Log Tall Rider, and you can probably tell already what we're meant to do. We have some checkpoints, and they're going to be kind of high off the ground, so we're meant to use this high vehicle to go through them. The thing is, well, the checkpoints aren't that high, and having this giant thing up here makes things a little bit awkward to control. So let's go ahead and remove this entire little neck piece right here, because we just don't need that crud. Not doing a very good job at removing this efficiently, but don't worry about that. Let's just grab all that crud, and then we'll go and grab, what do you say we grab these top 3 pieces here? We can move those, and then we'll grab all of this, drop that aside, and then we'll just take our top piece here and put that down. I think this should be high enough. I might have removed 1 block too many. We'll find out. Well, as long as I go through the bottom part, I can still make it through. Keep in mind, these are circles, so the bottom part's going to be the closest to the ground, so I'll just try to aim for that. Yeah, you should probably leave 1 more layer of blocks. Oh gosh, I crashed into the sound chip. That made some weird noises. But yeah, just leave 1 more layer of blocks and you'll have less of an issue getting through things, but even with how low we are, we can still get through them. They kind of goofed when designing this mission. They really should have put these checkpoints higher up if they really wanted you to use that vehicle to go through them. It seems like a lot of the missions that use log choice, though, aren't really designed with you editing the vehicle in mind. I don't know if they just forgot you could do that. I can't imagine that's the case, but, well, it makes it very, very easy when you edit things. Now, we still do have to get some speed, and we still got to be careful going around these types of turns right here. It's not the easiest trophy to get. Some of the trophies today are going to be very tight, so we gotta do pretty well on them. This one's not the tightest of the bunch. It's not too bad to get as long as we have the edited vehicle here, but it can still be pretty tricky. Now, oh gosh, let's try to get this one. Oh, okay, we got it. Oh, I'm gonna have to make up some time here. Oh boy, barely got that checkpoint. That was a very close one. It ends right up here, though. Come on. Oh, okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. And there we go. Okay. But one thing to keep in mind, the thing that makes having the tall vehicle the most difficult is really not just that it's, well, got more blocks. You know, it's not going to be that much slower, but it has a tendency to want to tip over. So you're going to be going around those sharp turns and you're just going to be tipping over all the time. You might fall off. It's not a great time. But let's go down and do the second mission down here. This one is also a Log's Choice mission. And this one, oh, Banjo's spazzing out right there. This one's a little bit more involved, so let's go ahead and get to it. Basically, well, Bottles has misplaced his laptop or some crud. We've got to help him do stuff. You guys know how it is. So it's a 2-part mission. The first part, we got to take Bottles down to the bottom. The best way to do this is just drive off right here, try to land flat, and, well, we bounced a little bit right there, but we'll just wait and pick Bottles back up. And you can see that drop down right there, puts us pretty much right to the checkpoint there. So that is part 1 complete. Now we have to go back to the top. Here's where he forgot his laptop. We've got to drive back to the top and get his laptop for him. So we're going to be using the spring to make this a little bit faster here. So let's go up just like that. And then we're going to swoop around here and drive off onto this side. And then we're going to jump up this right here. I'm going to spring on my way up just to make it a little bit quicker, as you can see. Just like that. And then we're going to hook a left, and we're almost there already. We'll bump that guy to get him off of us. And now we just have to get all the way across here, and we'll find his laptop. But you might notice it has a heart right there. So if the laptop dies, the mission is over. So we have to be kind of careful taking this thing down. I'm going to try to drop down like I did before, and hopefully not drop the laptop along the way. So let's drive back a little bit here. And you know what? Let's drop down kind of right around here. Oh boy, I crashed a little bit. No, it died instantly. What the crud? I have never seen that happen. Okay, let's try this one again. I'm going to try to drop like onto the purple section instead of going all the way down in one go. Please don't fall. Oh boy, we're going to fall. We are... Nope, we're not falling. We're fine. I'm going to just try to sneak around. This is not the most efficient way to do this, but I don't want to think that... No, look at it. It clipped through the bottom of the vehicle. That's why it died. What the crud is going on here? It's stuck in there. What is this game? Holy crud. Well, we're just gonna go and carry it, I guess. Okay, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts does weird things sometimes. This was one of those times, but, well, we beat it. It didn't die. Everything's fine. Let's go and do these 2 Ginjo missions and get the crud out of this place. So this one right here is going to be a Ginjo combat. Whipping out the Nicolas Cage once again. This is a very easy one. Pretty much all the combat missions are easy once you've got a sticky ball. We just gotta get around here and try not to get pushed off just like that. Let's just get a little bit close, stick him like that, and there we go, done already. Let's go to the next Ginjo. Here we are, and this one is a Ginjo race. Yeah, I'm not gonna be racing in the Nicolas Cage. Let's go back to our Crudmobile here. Now this one, I think I'm gonna go ahead and fly. I know in the past I've driven for the Logbox races, but this one's on a lot of narrow paths. You can see he's going very fast at the start, but right there, we kind of take a little shortcut. He's going to be looping all the way around, and we just go right down to the bottom of the loop. So while it looks like he's going very fast at the start, he slows down a lot at that point, so it's pretty easy to beat him. And there we go, a very short race mission, and we are done with Logbox Act 5. Let's go do Banjoland Act 5. You know what, let's go ahead and carry back these jiggies, because we've got like 7 of them. We might as well go stash them in, because it's going to be a little while before we do Logbox Act 6. I've never really pointed this out before, but if you go to Officer Picklett, you can give him some notes to bribe him. And if you do that, well, first of all, we got some freebies. Large ammo, another gyroscope, another vacuum, another suck and blow, heck yeah, and another large engine. Very nice. And it looks like we've got some more vehicle parts we can go buy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on buying stuff from Humble Wumba. She has some amazing stuff, but I don't want to spoil that quite yet. We'll do that next episode. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, if you go to Officer Picklett, you can give him some notes to bribe him so that the cops won't go after you. So you could do that, and you can bring the jiggies back or bring crates back or whatnot without getting interrupted. The problem is there are not a lot of excess notes in the game, and if you spend notes on bribing, those notes are gone forever, so you don't want to spend very many notes. I think you can do there's 3 levels of bribe. There's a small bribe, a medium bribe, and a large bribe. I think you can afford to do each bribe level 1 time. If you spend more than that, you won't be able to buy everything there is in the game, so keep that in mind. Personally, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to spend no notes on bribing because I just don't really think it's that necessary and I don't want to risk it. But let's get started in Banjoland Act 5. This one is going to have 3 Jiggy missions and 3 Ginjo missions. One of the Ginjo missions is right down here in the water tunnel, and it's a little bit of a tricky one. I'm going to probably make a new vehicle for this. Going to edit the Crudmobile a little bit. First, I got to actually get down into the water. It's way inside the treasure room here, which we got a bunch of notes from before. Let's go all the way in there, Banjo. There we go. Now, this one is going to be a Ginjo fetch mission, but we have to go through the water, and it's complicated. So all I'm going to do here is load up the Crudmobile, and I'm going to go down to Gadgets, and we're going to grab a sticky ball, and I'm just going to plop it on the side just like that. And because it's a Crudmobile mixed with the sticky ball, I'm going to call it the Crud Balls. All right, let's get started. This one, we have to go pretty far. We have to actually go all the way out of the water and go to like the other side of the stage. And carrying that back would be a pain in the butt if I tried to use like that helicopter thing I had from before. So that's why I made a new vehicle here. So let's just get out of the water, and we want to go up to the left. right on top of this tree stump is where it's going to be. And let me actually get my sticky ball equipped. There we go. Now this right here, this is what we have to bring back, and this is another Viva Pinata thing. This is a fudge hog from Viva Pinata. Really awesome, dude. One of the, probably like a mid-level pinata. You get some crazy pinatas in Viva Pinata. This guy is not something you get super early on, but it's probably, like I said, about a mid-level pinata. But he's one of the iconic ones. He's kind of like the mascot almost of Viva Pinata. But let's see if we can actually get back in there and deliver this, dude. I think putting the wings away is probably more useful for underwater, so let's do that, CRUD. And come on, there we go. So that one's done. Let me go back into my vehicle and we'll do the other Gingo missions as well. We're going all the way to the top for this next one. He's just kind of chilling up here on top of the snow generator. Somewhere up here. There he is. I think this one's a Gingo Combat. I can't remember. No, Gingo Speed. Okay. I wonder if our CRUD mobile can actually do this. Oh, this is the CRUD balls. All right, we'll see if the CRUD balls can actually do this kind of speed right here. Of course, you can just use the spring with the chair, but I'm going to try to be fancy. And it looks like that worked. Okay. The last Gingo mission is over next to one of the Jiggies, so we'll do that one last. Let's go do a couple of Jiggy missions before we work our way over there. So let's go all the way to this side. Oh, please don't be bottles again. It's probably going to be bottles again, isn't it? And no, it's Klungo. Okay. This one is called Land, Sea, Not Air. And for this one, it is a log's choice. We have the Log Aqua Goby. So we have to use this Goby vehicle right here. Now you could edit this one. I'm going to try to do it without editing it. If you do want to edit it, I would just bring it down to like, just get rid of all the body pieces. Just have the engine, the floaters, the wheels, and the fuel. And, well, of course, the seat, and try to work with that. The problem with the main vehicle is it's very hard to not get stuck on these guys. I'm going to restart already. The trophy for this one is incredibly tight. Just those little crashes right there, even if I did the rest perfectly, I would not have got the trophy. Let me try this one again. Let's try not to get stuck on things. We do move a little bit faster than the opponents, so once we get ahead of them, it's not too bad. It's just hard to actually get ahead of them in the first place. Now, editing the vehicle here, even though we've got a lot of body pieces to take off, well, it doesn't really save that much time. It might give you just that little edge you need to get the trophy, so if you have trouble getting the trophy, definitely feel free to edit it. But for my testing, it only saves about 5 seconds, and doing the edit probably takes more like a minute to do, so yeah, unless you're really having trouble getting the trophy, it's probably a waste of time. So I'm going to try to do it without it, but like I said, this is a very tight trophy. I'm going to have to play very good to actually get this one. I didn't really have any crashes at the start, so hopefully it'll be okay, but we want to try to take all these turns as sharp as we can, try not to waste too much time or anything like that, and definitely do not want to crash, and hopefully no little stops as well, because that'll really kill it here. We're not too far from done, about 20 seconds or so from finishing this one. We just gotta go over the bridge here, and then there's like one more checkpoint. Please don't tip over. Oh, that was close. Okay. That could have been it. If I messed up right there, that would have sucked. But as you can see, there's the end. Look how close that trophy timer is. And you guys pretty much saw, I did that one almost perfectly. Sure, I could have shaved off a second here or there, but there was basically no crashing. I didn't get stuck on the opponents at all, and we still only had a couple of seconds to spare right there, so a very tight trophy. Let's go ahead and start flying again, and let's go to the Jiggy over. Oh, crud! Let's go to the Jiggy over on this side, and this one is Bottles. For some reason, he's standing under this giant toilet getting dripped on. I don't know why, but for this one, I'm going to use the big vehicle, or what do we call it now? The bigless cage. But now that we got 2 second blows, I'm going to put both of them on there, and I think I'm going to throw in some more engines and fuel as well. Because we've got 2 second blows, instead of putting the one in the middle, I'm actually going to put 2 on the edge like that, or 1 on one edge and 1 on the other edge, just like this. But I'm going to have to move these body blocks. It's so hard to actually show this, but you can see they're way at the front here, 1 on the left and 1 on the right. So no, let me just stick a bunch of fuel and engines on this real quick. If you're really not sure where to put stuff, just erase parts of the cage and replace it with fuel. It's pretty easy. And I've kind of had this problem for a while now, but my wing here is not actually attached, so I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Same over on this side. It's got to move it over 1 block, and there we go. Let's get started. This one is pretty easy, and there's kind of a trick to it. This is kind of a unique mission. So what we have to do is we have to go over here. There's going to be a bunch of sheep balls, basically. Sheep. It's sheep, not anything else. We're going to go over here, and we've got to suck all of these guys up and bring them back to Bottles, and hopefully not get our CRUD destroyed by these guys. So we want to take back as many as we can. The thing that's unique about this one as compared to, well, that didn't work so well. Maybe I should have left them in the middle. Whoops. Yeah, let me go put them back in the middle. This isn't working. There we go. I just moved them up front like this. Let's try again with the better place, dudes. Let's see if this works. I don't know why that one kind of swiped to the side. That's being a little bit weird. But what I was saying before, what's kind of unique about this mission as compared to other missions like this where you have to, you know, put balls somewhere in CRUD, With this one, you've got 15 of these sheep, and if you bring all of them back, the mission ends. So if you bring them all back, you can save a lot of time. You don't have to sit around and wait for the timer to run out while you already have the trophy and all that. Now, you don't have to get all of them to get the trophy, but you do have to get all of them to get the time save. Now, I'm doing very, very badly right here, but it is possible using this vehicle to get all of the sheep balls back all at once. So if you're good enough, if you know exactly how to do it, you can do that and save a lot of time. But for me, apparently I'm very bad, so I'm just going to bring back a good chunk right here, and that'll already get me the trophy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other ones real quick, but that's all there is to it. And somehow I've got a giant lamp stuck inside my vehicle. What the crud? You know, I honestly found this a lot easier to do when I tried this with just one suck and blow, so maybe try just one. And also, gosh dang, lampposts, man. And another thing you could try is putting large trays. I've just got a lamp. It's just stuck there, dude. I can't get rid of it. But yeah, you can put large trays inside here so the balls don't actually fall out once they're in. You know what? At this point, I'm just going to wait it out. I'm just going to hang out here. Hooray, we did it. Okie dokie, then we've got just one more Jiggy and one more Ginjo. I think we'll do the Ginjo first. This is kind of an awesome Jiggy mission, so I'm excited to do this one. I mean, it's not that special, but it's something different, so that's exciting. But let's go up and do the Ginjo first. I think he's way back here. Where are you, Ginjo? There he is, just kind of chilling. I guess he's trying to play goalie or something. This one's going to be Ginjo Taxi Plane. I think this is our first time doing, well, not our first time doing a Ginjo Taxi that we flew in, because we did do a Ginjo Taxi helicopter, but this is our first Ginjo Taxi Plane for sure. So we got him. I'm going to go ahead and try to take off without crashing into any of those guys. I'm going to show you guys something awesome. Hopefully the Ginjo doesn't hop out, but this Banjoland sign here, you can actually go ahead and destroy that. It's pretty fun. But let's go down. The checkpoint is very close. I don't know why it's so close, but, well, if this was like a big city, this would probably still be like a $30 taxi ride, if we're being honest. I kind of grew up in a small city that didn't even really have taxis. And when I went to Boston for the first time in like 2014, man, the taxi just to go like barely anywhere. It was like 20 bucks. I was like, gosh dang, man. But let's go ahead and get this last Jiggy mission going. This one is another Log's Choice mission, so not too much to do here. We could edit this vehicle as well, and I probably will. I'm going to try once. I'm going to try one time without editing it. So this one, it's kind of like a race mission, but there's no other racers. What we have to do is go through each checkpoint while reaching a certain speed limit. As you can see around the speedometer at the bottom right, we have to make sure we're hitting those targets. If we're below the target when we go through the checkpoint, it won't count it. It'll stay green and we have to back up and try again. Now this is pretty easy for the most part, but there's a couple of tricky checkpoints. And also, it's a very, very tight trophy timer. So if you go through a checkpoint, you don't have the speed and you have to try again, you might not be able to actually get the trophy here. So we're going to go through here. The real tough ones are coming up. Once we're going down the snowman scarf, it's difficult because we're going to be flying out of nowhere. And I missed. There went that. Okay, I'm going to edit the vehicle. Okay, I'm just going to take all of these body pieces, toss that CRUD aside. Oh, missed one right here. Let's grab that guy. And now, let's go ahead and stick the wheels on the front of the fuel, just like that. And then we'll take the large engine, stick it kind of like, I don't know, like right there. You know what? We're actually going to put the engine like that. And that way we can put our seat right in the middle, just like that. And then we'll put the wheels on the sides of the engine. There we go. Let's try it out. So this one, you might have some issues with skidding. You got to be careful not to like lose your footing, because if you skid all over the place, then you might lose speed right when you go through the checkpoint, and that's a problem. But overall, it's going to be much, much easier to get the speed we need. And not only that, the travel time between different checkpoints is going to be greatly reduced. So overall, it's going to be a lot easier to get the trophy for this one. So because we're spending less time going from checkpoint to checkpoint, we should be able to drive a little bit more carefully on the snowman scarf without missing out on the trophy right here. It's still a tough trophy. We still have to be very fast here, but I can probably afford to, yeah, just right there. That's the tough part. And then we've got one more little jump right there. Just make sure you're aiming ahead. There we go. And we're probably good. We probably have this one. Right here, though, we want to make sure we go around this turn very tight. We don't want to waste a lot of time turning around here, so we'll just kind of drop right down like that. There we go. Oh boy, kind of skid a little bit, but we're fine. Now we've got some ice right here, but we're almost done. Come on. I think we've got plenty of time. Yep, as you can see, we drove nice and fast. We had plenty of time for that trophy, so not a big deal on that one. And I believe, yep, that is it for Banjoland Act 5. So we finished off 2 entire Act 5s today, and I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll come back next time we're gonna go to Gigaseum. We're gonna do both of the grunty missions, and we're gonna do some new collecting stuff in Showdown Town, and we're going to start the next game world as well and do the first act of that. So a jam-packed episode coming up. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care!